In this video, we will explore several ways you can fund your startup business venture.
Hi, I'm Dafan the ProfessorZ, your real-life homeless to Ivy League professor, attorney, and serial entrepreneur.
Hi, this is Dafan the ProfessorZ here. In the last video, we discussed in detail how to calculate your startup cost. If you missed the video, we have a link up here. Today, we'll explore a few ways you can get your business funded. There are generally several ways you can go about to get the money you need to start your business, and we'll look at them one by one. The first and most obvious way is to self-fund. Self-fund is just that, using your own money to start a business. This is sometimes also called bootstrapping, where founders use as little outside help as possible to fund their own startup venture. This is obviously the most ideal scenario. I mean, think about it. It's your own money. You can do whatever you want with it. By using your own funds to start a business, you don't have to answer to anyone else. And that's a luxury to a lot of startups. But of course, not everybody have that kind of money, and sometimes you need a little bit of outside help. But for many first-time entrepreneurs, it's very difficult to get outside money. So self-funding perhaps is still the most practical and viable way to go. So how do we fund our own businesses? First, if you had a job for some time, you likely will have some savings. You can use your own savings to go toward your business venture. And even if you don't have any savings right now, if you have the right business plan, if you know how much you need to save up towards, you can always come up with a savings plan and start putting money away. That way, you will know when you will save up enough money to start your venture. After I graduated law school, I worked at a large firm. I was paid a very high salary, and I saved most of it towards a fund that I used to start my law firm. That's because from day one, I knew that there's a possibility that I will want to leave and start my own firm, and I need money. So instead of going through the other channels, as long as I'm able to save the money, I'd rather use my own money to start the business, and that's what I did. I worked at a firm for 2+ years. I saved up enough money, so when I was ready to go, I had the money to get started. Aside from personal savings, you can always ask friends and family for help. A lot of times, people who love you, people in your family, your friends, they want to see you succeed, and they will help if they can. And a lot of small business can get started with relatively small amount of money. And if you ask every one of your family and friends to contribute, maybe you can get enough. I would caution to stay away from family and friends loans and investments, which happen to be a popular way to raise money early on for a startup. The reason is, people who truly love you will want to support you. It is better to ask for a gift than ask for a loan or investment, because a gift is based on their desire to help you, not based on the expectation of return. That way, if your business does not perform as promised, they know they helped you, and their expectation will have been met. On the other hand, if they expected to get some money in return, that becomes an issue for family and friends relationships, and that's what you don't want. Many people in business say, don't do business with your family and friends. Keep business and personal relationships separate. And there's a lot of truth in that. So I suggest, if you can ask for a gift or a grant from family and friends, that's what you should do. The second way to fund your business is through debt. Debt means you're borrowing money. You can borrow money to start your business. There are a variety of lenders available to lend money to small businesses. The most common kind of debt financing is a small business loan. You can get a small business loan through most financial institutions, banks and credit unions, and other organizations. Some of the loans are backed by the SBA, the Small Business Administration. I mean, the government guarantees the loans, so the financial institution will be more willing to lend to new businesses. There are also a variety of private lenders who are willing to lend money to entrepreneurs and new businesses. However, those loans usually call for some kind of collateral or a high interest rate. Another popular kind of debt financing is credit cards. This can be personal credit cards or business credit cards. Although it's unlikely for a new business to be able to get a lot of limit on a business credit card, a lot of entrepreneurs turn to personal credit cards to finance their business. Credit card financing is not ideal. Most credit cards carry very high interest rates, much higher than the interest rate on those business loans. However, a lot of times you're not able to find all the financing you need through small business loans, and you can supplement that with your credit cards. Again, it's not a recommended way to fund your business, but it's available. There are also very important factors to consider when you're using personal credit to fund a business, which we'll discuss in a different video. The third way to fund your business is through equity financing. Equity is ownership in your business. So equity financing essentially means you're selling part of the business to a new owner in exchange for money that they have. This is the most common way to get a private investor to invest in your business. Equity financing happens at all levels. It can be as small as taking on a silent partner to give you the money to start a small business, or a venture capitalist investing a lot of money into a startup. For our purposes, it's fairly difficult to get venture capital financing, so we'll focus on taking on a partner or selling a stake of your business to a private investor. Equity financing is a very attractive idea. One of my friends used to tell me all the time, 0% of nothing is still nothing. And that's very true. Before you start a business, without the funding, you will never be able to get the business off the ground. So giving away part of it doesn't cost you much. On the other hand, you'll bring in much needed capital where you probably didn't have access to. The fourth and a very new method of financing your business is crowdfunding. Crowdfunding really started to get big in the last few years. Websites like GoFundMe and Kickstarter are great conduits for entrepreneurs and startup businesses to raise money. Never before have we had the opportunity to market your business ideas to a large number of people before you even start. I think these crowdfunding platforms, plus others, have brought great new opportunities for entrepreneurs like never before. There are many success stories funded by crowdfunding efforts. And who knows, you could be the next one. There are some very important legal, regulatory, and practical considerations that we should consider when we look at crowdfunding. I will also produce a detailed video on that topic as well. Lastly, there are also other ways to fund your business, such as grants and other opportunities. But those opportunities are limited and usually narrowly focused on certain sectors. If any of you wants me to cover it, please leave it in the comments. But there you go. These are the few ways that you can fund your business. Now take the time and develop your startup budget, and let's get your business funded. Until next time, this is Dafan the ProfessorZ, guiding you on your journey to success, freedom, and satisfaction. Be successful.